Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter World, and today we're going to be taking a look at Light Bowguns, and that is because with the Kulve Taroth Siege, I've been getting a lot of weapons that I usually don't dedicate that much time into, and I figured it's time for me to finally take a much needed look into the Light Bowguns, particularly because I like the idea of rapid fire, especially when it comes to elemental ammunition, because you guys know I like dealing elemental damage. I like aligning myself with the opposite element of the monster that I am fighting so that I can take full advantage of his weakness, and Elementalist is a playstyle that I'm not a huge fan of. And I gotta tell you, Kulve Taroth is actually a monster that really reinforces people that are willing to take the time and optimize themselves against the elements that he is weak towards, like using lightning damage on her golden cloak and then using freeze damage when she is without the golden cloak. It is very rewarding. It's a monster that is much more rewarding than normal monsters are when it comes to elemental damage, at least in my personal opinion. But having said that, I know a lot of you guys come onto the video and are like, Rurikhan, just show me the build. So here's a screen cap of what the build looks like before we actually get started. And now that you guys got to watch it or taking a screenshot of it or whatever it is that you want to do, let's go on ahead and start talking about the build itself. So naturally, being a build that I wanted to focus on elemental damage, you are going to have to swap light bowguns depending on the monster that you are fighting. For the particular purpose of this build, I will show you the Thunder version of the build, but you will easily be able to adapt this to different versions of different weapons and different elements. Okay, so let's get started. The weapon that we are using is the Taroth Blitz Pierce. If you do not have the Taroth Blitz Pierce, do not worry, just go ahead and look at the light bowgun tree and look for whatever light bowgun has rapid fire lightning, and it will work. Maybe not as well, because the Kulve Taroth bowguns are, in my opinion, a little bit more powerful than the regular bowguns that are available to you. So even though you're not going to be dishing out as much damage, you're still going to get a build that is comparable to the build that I have right here. So Taroth Blitz Pierce comes in at 260 attack, no affinity. It does have a tier 3 decoration slot, but I will tell you guys how to work around that if you do not have one. Now, the mods that I'm using is I'm using one deviation suppressor that is going to get completely rid of deviation and 2 ranged attack ups. And I know this is probably not the most optimal way to play light bowgun. A lot of people are going to say, oh, why not close range up? Why not reload? Why not recoil? Why not this? And it's like, okay, so the reason I'm playing the way that I'm playing is I want to be able to take as much advantage as possible out of rapid fire elemental shots. And the only thing that you can really improve on those, at least from what I've looked at most weapons, is usually you can make the reload be a little bit faster. And the reload is not even that bad in the base version, so I was just like, okay, then let's just make sure that I can fire this from as far away as I possibly can, because I like pelting monsters from a distance whenever I'm playing with bowguns. I know that different players, different playstyles, so if you don't like these mods, just swap them for whatever you want. This is not the only way to play this build. This is the way that I choose to play this build. Now, continuing onwards, armor pieces, we got Xeno'jiiva Headgear Beta. Now, we're going for the Xeno'jiiva set bonus, and the headgear is a part that I like to get. It's just going to give you flinch free, so it's not particularly important, but, you know, it's just mostly for the set bonus. Then we got Rathalos Male Beta. Now, I'm also going to go for the Rathalos set bonus, because since we're using elemental shots, I want to actually get critical element to increase the damage of those elemental shots when we do crit. Then we got the Xeno'jiiva Claws Alpha that is going to come in with flinch free and critical boost, again to contribute towards the Xeno'jiiva set bonus. Then we got the Xeno'jiiva Spine Beta. It comes in with 2 blight resistance, not the most useful of skills, but it does have some pretty sweet slots, which is why I like using the Xeno'jiiva Spine to get the Xeno'jiiva set bonus. And with this piece, we have the 3-piece Xeno'jiiva set. Then we got Rathalos Greaves Alpha, which is going to come in with 2 weakness exploit, which is going to team along with the Rathalos Male Beta 2 weakness exploit in there as well, which is going to max out our weakness exploit in this set. It also has Jump Master. That's not really a skill that we care about. We just wanted to get the Rathalos Mastery so that we get that critical element in there as well. And then we have an Awakening Charm level 2, because we're going to get maximum free element ammo up, so that we can get an additional shot out of the thunder shots that we have on this gun. Now, when it comes to decorations on the weapon itself, we have a Release Jewel 3, and I understand not everybody has the Release Jewel, so if you don't have a Release Jewel, what I would do is I would get rid of Awakening Charm level 2 and just ignore Ammo Up altogether for this set. The reason we have Ammo Up is because it gives you an additional chance to get a spare shot proc from the Xeno'jiiva set bonus. And in order to get that additional shot in the Thunder ammo, you're going to need all full Awakening. So if you can't get level 3 ammo up, then don't get it at all. Replace it with something else. On the other hand, if you do have a Release Jewel, but you want to use a different weapon, then replace the Xeno'jiiva Claws Alpha for Xeno'jiiva Claws Beta and put the Jewel in there instead, okay? That's what I would do in order to play around with the more rare jewels in case you don't have them. Then we have, in the Xeno'jiiva Headgear Beta, we got a Critical Jewel level 2 if you don't have that. A Might Jewel, which will increase your affinity, is also good. So, I mean, work around that depending on the stuff that you have or not have. Then on the Rathalos Male Beta, we're going to put in a Bolt Jewel level 1. As a matter of fact, we're going to put in 3 Bolt Jewels because that is going to max out your thunder damage with the weapon. At least for most of the tests that I've done, I think most weapons cap out when it comes to elemental damage on the ammunition. Most of them cap out at 3 jewels, so that's what we're going to go for. Xeno'jiiva Claws Alpha, therefore another Bolt Jewel. On the Spine Beta, we have another Critical Jewel. Again, if you don't have Critical Jewel, then get another Maximum Might in there. That would be my advice. As a matter of fact, you might even want to try out without Critical with Maximum Might. I mean, this is a little bit random because we're only going to get affinity from hitting weak spots because we have level 3 weakness exploit. So we only really are getting that 50% when hitting weak spots, but I figured I might as well max out critical damage. That will deal a little bit more damage, even though elemental damage does not benefit from critical boost. This is just going to influence the physical damage portion of your shot, but whenever you do crit, your elements are also going to deal additional damage because of the set bonus that we have from Rathalos. I know, might be a little bit complicated if this is your first time hearing about all these set bonus, but let's look at the finalized version of the build. So we have Thunder Attack level 3, like I said, that pretty much maxes out your damage with the elemental shots. Ammo Up level 3, which is going to give you an additional shot in Thunder ammunition. Critical Boost level 2, Weakness Exploit level 3, so make sure that you're hitting those weak spots. You got Blight Resistance level 2, which is not particularly useful for the build, but, you know, it's still there. It's still all right. We got Flinch Free level 2, which is going to guarantee that we don't get flinched by our friends, but it does have an additional point in there that is not particularly useful. All of these skills come from the fact that we are getting Xeno'jiiva's Divinity spare shot bonus. But we're also getting the Rathalos Mastery Critical Element, which is going to make it so that when we do crit, we are going to deal additional elemental damage. So just remember, whenever you are using this particular build, you're going to need to align yourself with whatever weakness the monster you are fighting is weakest to. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting a lot of the damage. Now, the other cool thing is the weapons that I am using with this build most of the time also happen to have slicing ammunition, which is also really good. So therefore you have a little bit of jiggle room when it comes to deciding what type of shots you want to fire. This particular weapon also has dragon shots, so you can also tweak it a little bit around there. But I've been having a lot of fun using Light Bowguns, and I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about this particular build. Now, if you are taking this build into Kulve Taroth, I would replace the critical jewels with part breaker jewels because breaking parts is more important than the amount of damage that you're necessarily doing, at least in my opinion. As a matter of fact, I was running a different variation of this build with even more part breaker. One thing that I feel like I'm missing on this set is the special ammo boost, because I do enjoy using Wyvern Blast quite a bit, but I think that the shots themselves take priority. Therefore, I'm going for as much damage as I can with that Thunder ammo. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think about this particular set. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys very much for watching. Remember, if you enjoy these videos, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon for the notifications, and then click all so that you're actually notified of all of my videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one.